G'day, just a quick video today on making up resistance straps. There's lots of different ways of introducing resistance to your paddling. Why do we add resistance? Essentially to slow the boat down. It takes more power to move the boat, and then when you take your blade out of the water, the boat decelerates really quickly because it's got additional drag. So it's good for concentrating on really good, strong technique, getting those muscles really fired up, and then depending on the type of session you're doing, you might gradually up the resistance and then bring it back down. I tend to start high and then back it off, and then the very last thing is take the resistance off and do some speed work. And if you've ever done a session like that, you'll know just how beneficial using resistance is. So like I say, lots of different ways to do it. This is just one way that I've found is quite simple and quite effective. I'll swing the camera around in a second and show you how I do it. So the basic things you need are a hockey strap. In this instance, I've got ones with rubberized ends, so it protects the boat rather than the metal ones. And that's a 1.2 meter length. Some duct tape. I've got a pool noodle and cut it up into sections. I like to use these 4 lengths. That's about probably 2.5 to 3 inches. 1.5, 1.5, 2.5 to 3 again, and I'll show you the order in which I'll put them on the strap and explain why. So you might initially think that a 1.2 meter strap is too long, because you can see how long it is around the hull of this boat. But once you actually put the resistance, in this case the pool noodles on, and then I've also tied a couple of knots in there, you'll see that it fits perfectly. The other thing, it's easier if you start with a long strap to tie knots in it to make it shorter, as opposed to getting a shorter strap and then finding that when you go to use it on a ski, ocean ski, spec ski, or wider K1, or even a K2, that doesn't fit. So you can see I've put a couple of knots in it there to fit my boat. But interestingly enough, on the back, that width also fits the front of my spec ski perfectly. So yeah, so here it is on the front of the boat. As you can see, it's a little bit loose here, but at least it's got the hatch combing or the cockpit combing to stop it moving backwards. Part of it is easy to reach at the front, but the drawback of having it on the front is that it can create water which can splash into your cockpit. So you can either deal with that, or you can, as I have shown before, you can have it just behind the cockpit. The only problem there is that it can slip back. So either it's got to be tight enough, or you may figure out a way of hooking it into your cockpit to stop it moving back. But then also you've got to turn around to put the resistance down. But on the front, it's obviously easier to reach and push each of the sections down as you go. Now, I explained the reason why I put the 2 smaller sections on the outside is that I like to start, I like to have the smaller ones there to graduate, so I can put 2 smaller ones down. I can put the larger ones down if I want to start big. And then as I'm reducing the drag, you can bring a big one up, bring the other big one up. So you've got 2 small ones, and then you can just bring 1 small one up at a time. So I've only got 1 small one left. So just have a think about how you want to structure that. You might go with whatever length you want for the resistance you want. And just finally, the reason I use duct tape over the pool noodles, as those who have had pool noodles understand, they tend to break down quite quickly in UV. So the duct tape just helps them stay in one piece longer. I mean, they're really cheap to make up, probably $10 per strap. My suggestion, if you're going to make one, make 2. That way, if you invite a friend along, you can throw a strap at them and go, come and join me for my intervals. So you're not Robinson Crusoe doing the intervals by yourself. Hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments what sort of resistance you use.